So while the judges make their notes, I'm going to call two more ticket holders for the business review. Ticket holders 338005 and 338008. And the next presenter, 452004. Mariah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mariah Kelly. I'm a fashion designer turned social entrepreneur, and the name of my brand is Mariah Kelly. With fashion and textiles being the second most polluting industry in the world, my mission is to create fashion products that set a new standard of luxury through sustainability, integrity, and creativity. A brand that contributes to the slow fashion movement. So some of you might be asking, what is slow fashion? Slow fashion represents all things eco, green, and ethical. The slow process is revolutionary in the contemporary world because it encourages taking time to ensure quality production in addition to adding value to the product and contemplating its connection with the environment. In ushering in a more sustainable fashion industry, we must consider the contributing factors of pesticides used in farming, toxic dyes used in manufacturing, and the waste that discarded clothes creates. In addition to the natural resources used in extraction, farming, harvesting, manufacturing, and shipping products. Today, 80 billion pieces of clothing are sold worldwide. This is 400% more than a decade ago. 95% of this clothing can actually be recycled, but unfortunately, Americans throw away 72 pounds of clothing per year. This equates to 1.5 tons of CO2 emissions per household annually, which is equal to 6,000 cars being driven. Our brand solution is to switch to a circular supply chain, and this actually decouples economic growth from resource constraints by reducing reliance on virgin materials. We do this through ensuring quality of our products to allow the opportunity of reuse, in addition to incorporating communal practices by leasing garments. We also have a commitment to repair and repurpose garments to extend their lifespan, and we also obviously recycle textiles. The Mariah Kelly woman is a conscious consumer and aspiring minimalist. This entrepreneurial, free-spirited, fashion-conscious woman loves to travel and does not follow normal trends, but is a trendsetter in her own right. She's fiercely ambitious, living in metropolitan areas with a mid to high income, and values individuality. I have 5 members of my team that I work with on a consulting basis, and while I don't have any current revenues, I'm approaching my first production run with estimated revenues of $800K over the next 12 months. I plan to scale my business through sustainable textile development, in addition to sustainability advising for fashion brands and licensing agreements for eco-friendly products. Mariah Kelly, the Mariah Kelly brand, will remain transparency to ensure ethics is the top priority throughout our entire supply chain and empower women through design and the choice of socially conscious style. Thank you.
Questions?
You say that in the first year in business, you're planning to sell $800,000?
Yes, that's correct.
That is the equivalent to how many customers?
That is the equivalent to 5,000 customers. I actually have 4 different product collections that I will sell seasonally. The purse line and the custom designs are annual. They're more annual than seasonal. So those will run, for a full year.
And how many customers do you have right now?
Currently, I don't have any customers for this brand, I have been doing custom work on a freelance basis for some time now. So I actually have about 10 customers that I work with on a freelance basis.
Okay, is your business incorporated?
As of yet, it has not been. I've been doing my research as to what type of incorporation I'm interested in filing for, and I've decided I do want to become a benefit corporation or B Corp. So that's something that I'm working towards currently, doing paperwork.
Oh, that's very interesting. I actually would like to speak to you after.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
I missed the first part of your presentation, but I recently met someone in a major design house, and they were talking about the benefits of limited edition designs. Is that part of your model?
It is actually. I'm so glad that you brought that up. In my collections, I have a more non-traditional model in that I do pre-sale campaigns. When somebody orders from me pre-sale, they have the option to have a custom print, because I do block printing. So when they order pre-sale, then they get a custom print, and it kind of adds to the individuality of the garment.
Hi.
Hi.
So can you confirm that your claim to social and environmental impact is the fact that your supply chain is recycled, right? Recycled fabrics. Is that what you're doing?
Some recycled fabrics. I also work with a lot of natural fibers, eucalyptus fiber, pineapple fibers, coconut as well. So I do like to stay away from man-made fibers, just for the decomposing factor of the materials.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Can you explain, you just said natural fabrics, natural fibers.
Yes.
Can you explain the image that we're looking at above, hand-printed romper behind you?
Yes.
And it says recycled polyester USA. Could you explain that?
Yes, this collection in particular was from last year when I was doing a lot of my market research. I was experimenting in which designs were more commercially successful, what people took more to. So I kind of did a blend of different recycled materials in addition to man-made fibers to see which one was more receptive to my target market. And it actually turns out, people are looking more for the natural fibers, thank you. The recycled polyester is not something that I'm looking to move forward with, but it was really just for market research purposes.
So you got safe to assume that has been made of recycled polyester?
This photo, yes, it is.
And do you intend to continue that?
No, I intend to use natural fibers, more eucalyptus, hemp fibers, as opposed to the recycled polyester.
So I guess, have you launched?
Thank you for asking. I'm actually part of an incubator program at the Harlem Business Alliance. I'm scheduled to launch in March. So I have not officially launched yet, but I am building up that momentum, a lot of content marketing, all that.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You should definitely. That would be Geraldine Akum.
Hi everyone. My name is Geraldine Akum. I wasn't prepared for a presentation, so I have no PowerPoint. I'll just explain what my business is all about. My name is Geraldine Akum. As I said, I'm a graduate from fashion designing. I'm a fashion designer. I make my clothes, design, draft, cut, everything. I've been doing this over 10 years now. I started designing at a very young age. Sewing, cutting and sewing and everything. I do more freelance. I have my personal customers. Because my advertising right now is myself. Whatever I put on, I make it. And when I walk on the street, oh, you have a nice dress. Where did you get it? I made it. And that's how I market myself. That's how I get contacts and people. So last year I decided to go into business. Right now, I started working on my website. I design stuff because everything I design, most people like it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could do a business. I could design stuff and put online and put out there because I don't have money to open a business, a store, right? Something like that. So I just started designing stuff, sketching, designing. I picked up some from my portfolio when I was in school. I picked up some design from my portfolio. I made them and did photo shoot. I did 3 fashion designing so far. Three fashion shows so far. This year January I did a fashion show at during Fashion Week, winter fashion week. And last year I did two fashion shows. So I'm a little out there. I'm known out there. So I decided to do business. I have some stuff. I have a table right there. Everything on the desk was cut, designed, sold by me. The women stuff were done by me. The male stuff, I design. I choose the fabric. I have a tailor that sew the shirt. So I design. I do everything. All they do is just cut and sew. So as I said, I'm wanting to start a business, put my stuff out there because so many love it, but they don't know how to get it. So, and the best thing I thought of doing right now is go online, social media, because that's how it goes here in the United States. We're in our first world. We do everything online. Because I sit on my bed and shop most of the time, so we don't go out there in the store and all that. So I have a website on construction now because I'm trying to I have some pictures on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. I have Instagram. I have stuff out there that people can look at and place their order. I go by right now. I do more freelance. I meet the customer. I take your measurements. I give you like 10 days or 5 days depending on my schedule, and I deliver the product to you. So that's my business. A little business that I'm starting. Any questions?
So informal is better, right? It's good. So I have a question. As a business advisor myself, I always ask my clients, what are you doing to sustain yourself and to sustain the business? And I know that the answer is going solo and doing like a sole proprietor. There is nothing to grow. You basically are doing business, but there is nothing to grow. You need to become an entity. If you want to add some value to your fabulous skills, you need to become a business, an entity. Since this competition is about creating an impact in the communities, we want to know how many businesses are we creating in the community. That is how government entities, banks, financial institutions, business advisor, myself at Columbia University, we are graded for. We want you to become a business, okay, but a legal business, okay, an entity. And so you will be able to create an impact in the community by providing employment to someone in the community. That's what we're looking for. You have a great product, but you have no business. So I'll be glad to work with you on that. Okay?
Thank you. I like to do that.
So you're a winner right now. Okay? Because you got a coach, a mentor, totally free.
Thank
Okay?
you. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Any questions over here?
I don't need a mic. Yes, I can. I have
It's
to.
being recorded, so could you just allow me to speak? if
I
you
don't.
mind?
Anytime. Sure.
What is the goals for your business? Since we just kind of breezed over that, what are you looking to accomplish?
looking to accomplish, as she said, a business, an entity. One of my visions, like right now, is like have a store like H&M, like have a brand, a store where I sell stuff at affordable prices. I don't want big designer prices and all that. Something like going to the store and buying a denim, going to the store and buying a t-shirt. So like a brand store of my products. That's what I look myself for into a few years.
Is it my turn?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Probably you could give us the name of your business and your website as you make your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, they're encouraging me to go ahead and speak. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And do you have a philosophy or in a word, how you describe your designs?
Thank you for the question. As I said earlier when we started, growing up in Africa, we used to wearing African print, like a top, a skirt, and all that. So I was doing that back home because I've been sewing for over 10 years, as I said. I was sewing like that. So when I came over to New York in school, I remember what one of my lecturers told me. He's from China. It's like, I know you come from Africa, you love the bright colors, you like, but just go down in Soho, fashion, go in the designer stores and see how they do it. African beautiful colors, designs are good, but try to come out of your comfort zone and do something that's similar to your environment. So that's how, after 2-3 years, I'm like, yeah, why not do a mixture of European and African? Something that everybody can wear. A white person can wear. That will not be, oh, that's African outfit. Because most of my models, when I do my fashion shows, I always pick the white people. I'll pick people of white color, not colored people. Because not the models to showcase the dress. I always look for people to show that everybody can wear it. Not only Africans, not only black people. Anybody can wear my designs. It's a playful silhouette that mix African fabric with European fabric, cotton, with things people have never seen before. I try to mix everything together, and I don't design only in summertime, because that's what most Africans do. They design in summertime, the bright colors and all that. I like to go more for the African prints that are cool, because here, what I discovered here when I was studying, when I was in the fashion school, they don't like the bright colors. They always go for cool colors. So after my research and all that, I mix both together, African and European designs together and bring us something different that everybody can wear every day, not only on special occasions. And in 5 years, I see myself, as I said earlier, a brand store, something affordable, not a big designer's dress of $2,000, $2,000. Something simple, like buying a denim, buying a t-shirt. In 5 years, I see myself with a brand store with affordable clothing.
Who does most of the work, the manufacturing of the clothes? Is that done by whom, and are you also teaching tailoring?
I do most of the female stuff. I design, I cut and sew, but the men stuff, I have 2 tailors I work with back in Cameroon, and I have people back in Cameroon that good friends of mine that sell fabric. Some travel to China and all that. So whenever they have new fabric, they send me pictures to WhatsApp. Like, I got this, I have this, and then I'll look at them, I'll create designs, and I send back the design to my tailor in Africa, and then he will sew. I'll send the fabrics and the design, talk to him, explain to him how I want it to be, and then he'll cut and sew. I have 2 tailors I'm working with. Then, yeah, they're in Africa.
Okay.
Both are in Africa. But I do most of the work, most of the sewing. I do most of the sewing.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Give her a round of applause, please.
Hello? Everything works. I would like to address one of the questions that Cindy Lee has brought to my attention. And I'll say this again with a note of sarcasm. If you're deluded that you need $1,000 to start your own business, you're probably in the wrong place and probably need to go through some of the financing or options. That's what the business review is for. They are waiting here for candidates to go next door. I think there was some confusion. They were in the room, but no one was there. So we would handle this the best way possible. Like to him, he will speak and personally walk with you to the next room. How easy could that be?
That's CUTHBERTONIKUT.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cuthbert Ayodeji Nikite, and my company is Deshialo, which means in English, garbage to go. And the guys you see back there is my squad. We believe in creating cleaner cities with brighter futures, and we do that by collecting and processing solid waste in secondary cities of West Africa. So if you've ever had a chance to travel to Africa, if you've seen pictures, you may have seen a lot of different pictures. But the picture behind me is very much like a picture you'll see every day as well. Garbage everywhere. And right now in West Africa, the total population is about 245 million inhabitants who produce over 207 tons of 100 tons of waste daily, and less than 130 tons of that is collected daily, right? And so this creates a great problem because waste attracts mosquitoes, mosquitoes spread disease, waste is also unsightly, you have sick children, all of these problems that you have with waste. So Deshialo is a very simple idea. Let's collect waste and make that of a value. So how do we do that? We start by engaging households. We do that by education and by providing households waste bins. We then provide a professional, regular waste collection service. Again, this is abnormal in most countries and most cities in Africa because, as I mentioned earlier, very little of the waste that's produced daily is collected. We then process the waste we collect. Given Africa's waste profile, there's a lot of opportunity to generate revenue from waste. Over 80% of waste has value, and then we sell that. So that is our business model. So again, I talked about the waste profile. Right now in Africa, or in low-income countries, annually 75 million tons of waste is produced. By 2025, the World Bank estimates that's going to be over 200 million tons of waste. But what's interesting is that the waste profile isn't going to change much. So you have organic waste, you have plastics, and you have paper, which combined gets us around 80% of waste, which if we can remove 80% of waste from the waste stream, we've had substantial impact on the environment. Organic waste can become fertilizer. Fertilizer is in great need in Africa. Paper and plastics can be recycled for other material and other uses. Just to give you guys a sense of the market and expanding growth, right? Right now in Africa, you're looking at a total urban population of, like I said, 250 or so million inhabitants. And the World Bank estimates that by 2025, that's going to exceed 500 million, producing waste exceeding 400,000 tons. And most of that is going to be uncollected. And so Deshialo is a solution to that problem. So right now we're operating in the city of Kankan, Guinea. That's in the green in the middle. In Guinea, Conakry. I'm Nigerian, but I do live and work in Guinea, and yes, I do speak French. Guinea is all of the cities in Guinea that are on my radar for growth and expansion is in blue. Other cities in West Africa, neighboring Guinea, not all of the countries, but neighboring Guinea are in red. You will notice that our market opportunity just in Kankan, the city where we're currently operating, is over $2 million. In Guinea, we're looking at a market opportunity of 12 million. In West Africa alone, annually, we're looking at something over 260 million as our market opportunity. Right now, we're on profit generating. We've just recently crossed over into profit generating range. We're making about $1,600 a month in revenue, of which about $200 is profit. we're serving 200 and 450 households over that right now. So what's our business model? Our business model is we collect from households. We provide households waste bins. They pay for those waste bins. We provide regular collection service either twice a week or 6 times a week. They pay for that. And then we process that. So these are some of the activities we've done. Like I mentioned, we have 450 customers right now, and we're expanding, aiming to reach 800 by the end of next month. Again, just in the slide, as you see, our growth suggests that as we grow on customers, our revenue will continue to grow. Right now, like I said, the yellow indicates where we are. We are now profit generating, and we hope to keep growing. As we grow, we're expanding to 800 customers and then 1,200 in the next 3 months, at which point we'll be making about $3,000 in profit. And so this is our team. Myself, my team members, David and Jennifer, are both engineers and business majors. I'm an urban planner from Columbia University. We're raising $500,000 to reach to 3 cities, and that is to serve over 8,000 households in that time. And when we say households as a customer, but a household represents anywhere from 4 to 12 people. And so this is our team. Like we said, we value waste.
Seems that I like to go first. Okay, sorry. Okay, so is this a business in the United States?
We are registered in the United States, so we are registered as Deshiala in Delaware, based in New York, but we operate in Guinea. We operate in Africa, but we are registered in America.
Okay. So for the impact in the community, there is not really impact in the community.
I'm sorry?
There is not really impact in the community. There is impact in Africa, but there is no impact here.
Oh, in America? No, there's no impact in America.
Okay, it's just a business, and how do you pay yourself?
I don't.
So this is not a for-profit business, neither.
It is a for-profit business. Right now, we're earning $1,500 a month. I pay 12 people. I can't pay myself because we're not there yet.
Right.
We will be there once we get to $2 million a year.
Okay, even though the idea and the value proposition is an amazing idea and proposition, I don't know if I would have to clarify with you guys. We're looking for business in America, don't we?
That wasn't made clear to me at any point.
Because the impact, where is the impact? The impact has to be in the community, do you?
No, not for this.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be here. Okay, just wanted to be clear about that.
No problem.
Okay, it's very awesome what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's a great concept. Okay. Actually, how do you look to expand here in the United States? You're in Delaware right now?
We're registered in Delaware. We are registered in Delaware as an LLC. We have no intention of operating in America. The continent of Africa is a large enough market for us. There is no, to be clear, there is no city in Africa with fully operational waste collection service. I'm not even focused on the capital cities. I only focus on the secondary cities. There is no secondary city with effective waste collection service.
How are you getting your customers? Are you going door to door?
We go door to door, we do radio ads, and so that's actually what the $1,000 would be used for. I would hire 6 to 10 interns and bring them on for 3 months, and $1,000 would be more than enough to pay them. And to go door to door. We've already done a lot of work with the local government and local leaders, and so it's really just about signing up customers now.
I was going to ask what given the nature of your business, what you might do with $1,000, but obviously given the business model, I'm assuming you're also talking to other people for sources of capital.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm only in the U.S. to talk to people for the moment. I'm literally only here for 3 weeks.
Okay, I'd like to talk to you afterwards.
Hi. First of all, just to clarify, because I live between New York and Lagos in Nigeria, so I get
I'd like to clarify misinformation about the continent.
Okay.
I don't think it's a fair statement to say that there's no waste collection on the entire continent.
That's not what I said.
You did.
That's not what I said. There's no city with fully operational waste collection service.
Yeah, Lagos does have one. And so does
Lagos
Cape
Waste
Town
Management
and
Authority.
Johannesburg.
Lagos Waste Management Authority isn't serving the full city of Lagos.
What do you mean by
Neither
full city?
the 20 million people in Lagos, not all of them are served. Sorry, I did my master's in in urban planning, and I've looked at waste of Africa's.
So when you say full, I struggle to understand. One, because I have a family business that's involved, and I know that there's a growing business where both private and government-led companies who are in waste management. So I don't understand what you mean by full. Because it's a growing concept, right? It's urbanizing, and as it's urbanizing, then more and more areas will be operated on.
Right, but the fact that you can say more and more areas will be having
Yeah, but
business-
that's even the same here. It didn't happen overnight.
I wasn't making that distinction. What I'm saying is, in cities of...
Anyway, so the question I wanted to ask is why you wanted to expand within the continent directly, given that there are major countries, even in West Africa, that have cities that generate waste on a daily basis. I'm just trying to understand why you want to operate across the continent within a short, like what's driving that desire, as opposed to like focusing on a specific country and growing within there.
So the focus is both in a country, right? So there are 5 or 6 cities in Guinea. I focus on secondary cities because most people in the waste management business focuses on Lagos, Abuja, Dakar, Cotonou. The reason for that is those cities have large enough households with enough revenue and large enough housing complexes. Secondary cities don't have that. To your original question, though, the volume of waste produced in those cities, of course, it's not being produced, it's not being collected 100%. But and you're right, that's because the cities are growing. But it's also the fact that the waste management authorities don't have the capacity across Africa. And so the reason for growth across the region is secondary cities are easy to handle. One secondary city requires about $1 million to get up and running fully and control and fully provide house collection to every household. Lagos will require $50 million. Cotonou requires probably 20 because it's more substantially smaller. Large cities in Africa cannot be collected without infrastructure level investment. Secondary cities can be done by private. Do you understand the distinction?
Yeah, no, but yeah, my question is why, since you're starting your startup, why do you want to expand to other countries?
Because I can do one city in probably 6 months and have 5,000 households in that city, which means I'm profitable, as well as I can then grow organically in that city. I will be processing waste at that point. I will be serving, like I said, 5,000 households. That's profitable. And so then I can grow organically. It doesn't make sense to stay in one city when the household numbers are only going to be 50, 40, 30, 20. Because not all households will pay for waste collection because free riders.
Sure, I guess that's exciting. I've learned, I wanted to be in that industry before I started doing what I was doing, so thanks for that. And you're probably talking about recyclers too. That's
Recyclers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And recycle. But anyway, I guess my question is, do you know about like Echoing Green?
Echoing Green.
Echoing Green that can
Yes.
help with
80,000, 2 years, yes.
Perfect.
Part2 006. Right ahead, sir.
Hello, everybody. Today I'll be representing the CEO of the nonprofit organization, the Process Mills Rite of Passage Program. I'm her assistant. However, I like to call myself CEO, Chief Visionary Officer. It's a cooler name. So our motto, it's not big because I want to say it. It's called Youth Violence is Not an Option. And the process is a program to prevent youth violence within the communities for young boys. The process stands for people realizing optimal capacity through excellent success and service. So the mission is to prevent and reduce youth violence by replacing victimization of youth violence through constructive tools and life to forge. The vision is empower boys. So basically the CEO, instead of having boys focus on all the problems in the community, she gives them positive things to focus on to direct their attention so that they can start building themselves to become professionals in the community. It's called a male's rite of passage because it starts from ages 7 up to 18. So the CEO wants to have children grow within the program, starting from a very young age, so they all get to know each other and grow with each other so that when they come out, they can all impact as a team like brotherhood. It prepares them through, workshops, discussion events. So these are some of the things she has to offer that she puts within school. So there's community library workshops, school session workshops, after school workshops. There's weekend group sessions and global perspective. So it's a part of getting them into schools, libraries, anywhere where children will be, so that she can have that impact and influence on them, instead of having them, focusing on something else when they could be focused on something positive. Let's see. The program objective is to students should be able to reduce the violence, the incidence and prevalence of violence among boys. So when these boys go through the program, they can now come back as mentors to younger boys to help guide them and assist them through the journey and continuous cycling on and on and on. As you see, increase the graduation rate, improve grades, become public speakers, and travel through their communities globally as a program. And globally because she has a location here in New York, Baltimore, Trinidad, Jamaica, and recently we went to Haiti to adopt a school too, and we'll actually be going back to Trinidad for around emancipation time for the event happening there. And at the end there's a ceremony of recognition, so we also like to give the boys, after you've done what you've done, acknowledge them. And this summer she had an event called Round of Applause where she gathered as much boys that she could from schools and actually said to the parents, let's congratulate them on doing good instead of focusing on all the things that the bad boys, or never focus on the good boys, And the last part is empowerment journey workshops, promoting respect. So PRIDE, and the acronym for PRIDE is promoting respect, innovation, distinction through education. So helping them maintain a high standard in their academics, global awareness, personal development, self-assessment, leadership choices, conflict and resolution and coping strategies, and decision making, safety, health and wellness, financial, college, in every area in which we want each boy to be able to find their area and focus on work and development and come together as one to make an impact in the community. Yep, that's it. All right, any questions?
Question?
I think it's great stuff. Being a Harlem guy myself, I see a lot, and I've seen a lot over the years. How many boys actually are in the program, and where do you find your outside mentors?
So there's not really a number of how many boys are in the program. She's adopted, let's say, the school in Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad. So basically, wherever there's boys, they're already in the program. Not like an entire school, but I would say that. So I'm a part of the program, although Marcivio, any boys that I personally work with is there's not you're a part of it. Once you're a boy, you're a part of the process, and you can come in and you can do it and assist you. Mentors, that's what she wants to work on, finding male mentors to show the young children like what they could become instead of what's on the TV and the media. I would say I'm a mentor. Well, we do mentor boys that are like their teens, like 15 and up. I talk with them all the time. So I'm one, and she's also looking for other leaders to also give a role model of things they can do. Anything else?
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Is there, or does the CEO have a plan to sustain this or to grow this? Is there a business plan to continue this?
So she does, however, that is what she calls intellectual property, so like I don't get to that. But
there is
if you
a
want to
plan.
contact with me, yeah, because we will be going to Trinidad. I did ask the person to have the pictures, so I met her this year, 2016, but there's things she's have done prior to me meeting her. I actually just went with her on a trip to Haiti this year, the Margot Paul she had in Brooklyn, and I'll be going with her in Trinidad.
Any other questions?
Have you thought about partnerships or other organizations doing something similar?
That's on the CEO. So like things like that, you'd have to contact me and I'd ask her. I'm just here to represent what she does. And the reason why I'm here is because everything she's done so far, like throughout all the locations she's done, is somewhat been out of pocket. I told her that like we need to get better marketing and things to help fund it, which she's working on, but she's trying to do a lot on her own. So leveraging and things like that as well.